Gemini, this is your March tarot reading. I remember last month and you were sort of broken-hearted because you're being tested. You've got some quite radical plans and they're not really panning out. And that's a test of you. That's a test of you. I think we're all being tested somewhat at the moment, but that's your particular test, Gemini. When I look at this, is it resolved? I'm not sure it is. I think it's just a case of slow progress still. You look at that central card, the Knight of Pentacles. Well, we've said it before, you're determined. You'll keep going. You'll see this through. But it's moving painfully slowly. We go to the bottom right. And it's suggesting that in the past you were pessimistic. And I think you have been pessimistic, That's the point of these tests. These tests are there so that you understand that it's about raising your vibration. But can you? Current energy would suggest you probably have, because it's the energy of the Empress. Could mean pregnancy, but I don't think it does. It's somebody that's very at home with nature. That might be a part of it. It's also somebody that understands her own emotions, those of others. But I think what we should read into it, it's somebody that likes the best things in life. Not necessarily selfish with them, but likes the best things in life. In the future, it sees you manifesting. Well, you've done that in the past, and you know how to do it, and I think you're manifesting a solution. You want things to move quicker. The energy that leads to the outcome is you have an important decision to make. Now, we had one of those last month, and I thought you were going to resolve it this month, but I'm not too certain you do. You see, you still feel like you don't have the information to make this decision. Is this about your plans? I think it is. And that leads you to I think you do take a decision. You're bold, you're brave, but maybe you're rushing into it. Could be rushing into the wrong thing. Who knows? You're being advised by the universe, and I don't think you'll want to hear this, that you'd be better off taking a rest. Better off sleeping on it. And I know, it's gone on for a long time. But you're being told, take a rest. Don't go jumping into it. Okay, let's look at this in detail. Now, we've had this energy before, but this is an energy that runs through this reading. It might have been here before, it might have been in this placement, but this is an energy that runs through the entire reading. So every other energy is impacted by this. And it is an energy of steely determination to get things done. You can be relied on. You've got something you want to do, and you will see it through, whatever. But it's also an energy of things moving exceedingly slowly. And I think that's what this is about. Things are still going very slowly. And you're impatient. You're wanting things to happen quicker. You're wanting to push things along. And that's what I think we should read into this. And I've got the feeling that's the wrong thing to be doing. Even though, you've waited an awful long time. Time means nothing in the paranormal. It means nothing to God, to Allah. So because you've got this man-made construct that's like ticking away in your brain, doesn't mean anything to anyone outside of dunya, outside of this world. It means absolutely nothing. And yet you want to push it along. Now, I'm sure we've commented on this before, but in the past you've been somewhat pessimistic. You've been a glass half full person rather than a glass half empty person rather than a glass half full. You've not seen the opportunities that there might be by even going beyond focusing on the glass, focusing on the immediate things and looking at other things. Yeah, you're constraining yourself. What's more, this sort of pessimism will lead to negative consequences because you'll have low vibrations, and low vibrations will attract low vibrational energy, more low vibrational energy. So, you've got to get out of this, and I know it's hard because, you've been wanting to do these things for a long time, and you seem to be thwarted at every turn. And believe me, I understand. I shared with most of you about the problems I've had in claiming my pensions and getting my inheritance. And, I've no idea when they'll be over, but surely it's only right that I should be able to enjoy my pensions and my inheritance before I die, or while I'm still well enough to be able to enjoy them. But it doesn't seem at the moment to be likely what's going to happen, So I do understand where you're coming from. Now, that pessimism was the past. Have you put it behind you? Do you know, I think you might have, because your current energy is that of the Empress. Now, it could mean many things. It could mean a pregnancy. Of course, that could also be the birth of a new idea. So is there a different idea on your plans? I'm not sure there is. It could be being at home with nature. Does that mean that you should incorporate nature more in your plans? That might be a part of it, You may know that while I've got a home in Jakarta, which is the second largest conurbation in the world, I prefer to be up a mountain in Java, which I know sounds idyllic, but the reality is far from it. But I still love it. And I can't wait to get there. I'm there at the moment, but I can't wait to get there when I'm in Jakarta, So maybe it's about that. Maybe it's to do with you understanding your own motivation and those of others. Not sure. Maybe. I do remember, I don't know if it was last month or the month before, that you did really need to sort out your motivation in order to understand your plans. But what I think is most likely is that this is the energy of somebody that likes life's little luxuries. Now, we have been getting this energy for other signs this month in a selfish way. But it normally isn't selfish at all. You want the best for yourself and everybody else. And I suspect that's what this is all about. Couldn't be 100% sure, but I suspect that's how we should read it. The future sees you manifesting. And now you've manifested in the past, and I'm well aware that you know how to manifest. I think it's because you feel that you're not getting your own way with your plans. But as I say, this is a test from the universe. It's for your own good. So whilst you might be able to manifest ways through the impasse, if it's a test that's been sent that you should learn, you'll only really get through it once you've learned what it is the universe is sending you to learn. So it's not bad that you're manifesting, but I think it's indicative that things still aren't quite going your way. last month you had an important decision that you didn't feel you had the information to make. And I was anticipating the information would come this month. Now actually, the placing of the card just meant in the future. So maybe we're still waiting on this information to take this decision. But you see, you feel you don't have the right information in which to take it, and therefore either trajectory seems equally bad or equally good to you. Not necessarily a two-way thing, you know, but is it equally bad or equally good? And I think you're still waiting on that information. You can't really make it, but you're getting frustrated. You're getting frustrated. And what would change the outcome? And I can see how it would. So this procrastination leads to the outcome. But what would change the outcome is you taking a rest. Well, of course, that also is procrastination. But while you're resting, you're probably sorting things out in your subconscious mind, but not in your conscious. So it doesn't feel like you're actively sorting it. And I think you need this rest. I think this is the way you're being steered by the universe. This is what you should do. And as I've said before, you know, time is a human construct. So why are you so preoccupied with it? Why not put all of this in the hands of the universe, God, Allah, and let them sort it all out for you? But it will be in their timing. You'll get more and more frustrated, won't you? Can you take a rest? I'm not sure. You see, we've got this stymied, unable to take a decision, but knowing it's an important decision and it's eating away at you and you can't make your mind up, and the information that I believe is coming still hasn't come. So it's eating into you. I've got to make a decision. I've got to do something. I've got to do something. I've got to do something. And I believe you rush into it. I believe it leads you to making a rushed decision. Now, sometimes there simply isn't a way of deciding between A or B, or it might be more than one option, you know. And sometimes you just have to take a decision, and when you do, be happy that you've made a decision. Be happy and stick with it, you know. So I don't want to criticise you for it, but you do rush into a decision here. And I don't think the universe wants you to do it that way. They're saying you'd have been better off taking a rest. But anyway, we can summarise for you now, Gemini. Gemini, we've talked about it before, but you've got some quite radical plans, and they're simply not happening. They're not occurring in anything like the time frame that you would want to. It's definitely a test from the universe. There's loads of tests out there for many of us, but you're getting frustrated. It has in the past left you somewhat pessimistic. And that's no way to approach it, because the pessimism will attract more bad energy and more bad luck with things. I think you've broken through that, but you know, you are getting very frustrated. We've got an energy here, and I think we need to read into it that you like the good things in life. And a part of your plans are so that you should enjoy it. And to a certain degree, it's a bit like me, you know. My delays have been over my pensions and my inheritance. And, you know, you're thinking to yourself, well, they were there so that I should enjoy them once I reached retirement age. Well, that was some time ago now. And I still don't have them all, so I don't feel that I can enjoy what is rightfully mine, you know. And so I understand your frustration. you've got an important decision to make, and that was there last month. And I said that you were going to get the information you needed to make the decision this month. Well, you haven't. Maybe it's coming in future months, but that's leading to a sense of massive frustration with you, massive frustration. And as a result, it leads you to taking a snap decision. Now, sometimes these snap decisions are necessary because there is no way of understanding which is the best route. But I think the universe is saying to you, no, you should have been patient. I think that's what it's saying. In the future, you're going to be manifesting. So it's got to be some sort of manifestation around this decision you've made. I thought it was manifesting for things to move along. But I think in taking this decision, things do move along. So now you're manifesting around that decision. What the universe, I think, really wanted you to do was to take a rest. Rest on all this. Instead of pushing things, put your hands in the universe, God, Allah. Let them take care of things while you rest it out. But anyway, it is what it is, isn't it? We'll see you next month.